fucking thing sucks.
I wanted to time it so it's ready, and then I hit live and I hit play, and you got the opening.
Oh, there's no time. When you go live on a Hangout, there's no timing it. I can't tell you how many times every week when we do show business, I'm like, and we're going to wait for Google to catch up because...
Really?
Yep.
Well, you're live now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, let me show you my... Now! Watch this. It's not my fault! Okay.
What did you do, Ray?
Here's what I spent the last hour and a half doing before I came on live. Hopefully the sound works.
I don't hear anything.
Everybody hear it?
No. I just put my phone to my ear and I heard nothing.
Oh, Roger, you know what? Unplug your headphones. Maybe if we hear it through your... Oh, this is neat.
I can see video, but I can't hear anything.
I see a countdown type thing.
And let me go here. Maybe because I have YouTube open. Let me close that.
Oh.
Let me try that. How about now? Let me know if you hear rumbling.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, because I can hear you and CP perfect, and I can't hear anything from your computer.
So let me do this. Aha! Aha! I have an idea. Let me.
Good, because I don't.
It's not even uploaded. So if I play something on my computer, you should hear it, right?
You know what? It might be a copyright thing where they won't let you.
It's not even uploaded.
Well, no, I'm saying because you're streaming. Oh, no, wait, no, you were doing it when we weren't live.
Yeah. Let me try it again without my headphones. If you...
Yeah, let us hear it through your...
I'll let it get to the numbers.
Speakers,
I'll let it get to the numbers, and then I'll shut it off and ask if you hear it.
Okay.
Oh, it crashed. Real good. Okay, try this. Oh, it crashed, yes. Hold on.
We have a folder named porn shit. Nice.
You know what, Roger? You're persistent with this. I'll give you credit for that.
Yeah, no audio. I don't hear it.
Anything?
I didn't hear it.
No.
Anything?
No, I didn't hear it.
No. I don't even hear you.
Yeah, you sound funny now. I don't hear you through your microphone. It sounds like it's like a...
Well, apparently it's something in my computer that I need to make public, and I can't do that, so screw you.
I can hear you fine now.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, if I mirror it, why would the audio of a video mute the audio of a video being shown?
Roger, can you change your options if you go... Now, be very careful about this. If you highlight near the top middle, you'll see the red phone, which don't do that.
Yep.
Right next to it, there's like a wheel.
Yep.
If you click on that, look at your audio options.
Okay. I got my Logitech webcam. I got a default microphone default 3, communications microphone headset. That's what I'm wearing.
Did you switch to that?
No.
Try switching to that. And if it doesn't work, switch back.
Cancel. Just cancel. Did you hear that?
Yeah, we still hear you.
No, you didn't hear a little beep?
Oh, no.
All right. Well, enough said. I'll upload it, and in about 5 minutes you can watch it.
Okay. I bet it's incredible.
Instead of downloading all these videos and then putting a little 5-second thing at the beginning. So everything's good. We can all hear each other?
Yeah.
The internet sucks, man. All right, I'm uploading it. Shut down Google. Looking for the other Google. So talk amongst yourselves, my children.
Well, I was waiting for you. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were trying your best to upload whatever you were trying to upload.
I know.
You seem so determined, and I just didn't want to break it.
It was supposed to work like the hyperspace. It didn't work. I don't know why.
I saw a movie tonight that I'm not allowed to talk about until Monday.
Lando fixed it. He lied to me.
Why? Is it because it's brand new?
Yeah, it's not out until next Friday.
Did you see it?
It?
Yeah.
Steven, the remake?
No, you know what I mean, and you're not going to answer.
It? No, it's not Solo.
Okay, that's what I meant.
No, it's the one the week before that.
I have no idea.
Is that Deadpool?
It might be.
Okay.
Or is it not Deadpool?
Yes, it isn't not Deadpool.
Wow, it's too bad it isn't not Deadpool.
There you go.
Studios would really be pissed off at you.
Yeah. So listen, I just got my privileges back after that whole game night fiasco. I got to keep my mouth shut.
That's that. Okay. Viewers can look at it soon. Oh, it's already done. Publish. So now you guys can watch it if you want. Bobbity bobbity boo. What a dumb time. And it's going to suck now, you know. All this highlight for it. And
all right. If I disappear, it's because I tried loading the chat.
and it's tainted. Tainted love.
Well, I'm on my phone, so I'm not touching anything because who knows if I'll be able to get back in here.
Yeah, you'll see it later. It's not that worth leaving.
Roger, are you sure you're live? Because I don't see you. What the
I have on my phone, I have the notification in the top left that it says we're live, yeah.
Hold on. Invite me in.
Wait, what? What is happening with me?
No, you're right. I'm not live.
Oh, wait, really?
It says it on my phone that you're live.
Well, hold on. Don't anybody do anything.
My shit's all fucked up.
Come on. Hey, Rachel.
What's up?
Go to Roger's channel and see.
No, I'm live. I'm live.
Okay. Hey, Rachel, forget everything I just said. Don't worry about
it. Yeah, no, my shit's jacked the fuck up.
I just found myself. It's live.
Why can't...
On YouTube.
No, don't worry. We figured it out, kind of.
Yeah, no, I'm broken.
So whatever Roger had transferred to your computer. Maybe I should turn off my phone just to be safe.
Oh, look at it.
All right, let me try clicking on one of those YouTube links that you sent me. Jesus. What the shit?
Yeah, I got live control room.
This is my computer's way of telling me I shouldn't be looking at chats anyway. Dirt.
It's the message that you should get yourself a home laptop or a tabletop.
Ew.
Yeah. There I am. Yeah.
My computer just is taking a shit.
People in the chat, are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, no, it's me. It's definitely me.
Okay.
This video has been... Roger, send me the link.
That'll probably bring up.
Send you the link again?
Yeah.
Have you gone to my website and seen
yeah. If you can send me the YouTube link to whatever the fuck you're looking at now, because I don't know what this shit's going on.
That's because I'm sick.
Oh, look, I got it. And it's called I Got It. Hey.
Hey.
And the chat's not loading. You know what? I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my computer, but
You have a haunted. That's why I had the, come all children. They came and over oxidized it.
oxidized it.
Get your oxidized. So nobody else is in the chat. I'll talk to you guys. Yeah, I went into the hospital. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. I'm not even going to say why. But it wasn't good. And like I told Eric before you came on CP, they wanted me to stay at least an extra day, and I said F that, because the doctor wasn't going to have any results or know what I should do about it until tomorrow night at 6. And I already spent 4 days without eating because what was going on with my system, they wanted to do all these tests. So I couldn't even have water. So for 4 days I was sitting there just, hunger out of my ass. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'll talk to the doctor. I'll call him. I'll go to his office. You could tell me what I need to do. Do I need some surgery? Could it not be, can I take care of it with medicine? And in the meantime, I'm going to eat. So, yeah, so it was kind of depressing and all that fun stuff. But I'm home. I'm glad to be home. Again, had some very weird ass dreams. Gave me some more medicines and talking to myself in my sleep, and then waking myself up, hearing myself talking, which was one of the weirdest things,
Trippy.
I mean, I would be laying there, and in my sleep, I'm like, well, we should go over there and do this thing. And then I kind of wake up and hear myself saying, yeah, that's the right thing to do. We really and I'm like, who am I talking? I was so freaked out. But
yeah, like I told you when I found out about it, and I called to check up on you, I missed you by I guess you said an hour. You'd already left after I tried to get a hold of you.
Yeah, because otherwise I'd still be there now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to do that. I mean, I got stuff here to do. I want to watch some stuff. I want to talk to my peeps. So without that, and without the further ado of the opening, which I want to somehow figure out how I can go live and hit that and it'll play. You know how Zirin Isaac has an opening to his SNI?
That's OBS. That's a different
OBS
software
that he does that with. Okay. So maybe Hangouts can't do that or something. But,
yeah, it's kind of flawed. If you just want to talk, it's pretty good. But other than that,
that's all right. And apparently, Sasha and Jay got into it with YouTube because Sasha's been banned from making live YouTube content.
Yeah, they have their own. They have a second. They both have a second channel. They got strikes against them. They've had people reporting them for their content.
But they could join other people's commentaries, but they just can't make their own. Yeah.
What kind of content they putting up that they're getting strikes for?
All I'm thinking is vowel language and stuff like
you
that.
You can't get a strike for that.
They're having their videos reported, and it's better that Jay and Sasha explain it. But
CP, don't you know freedom of speech isn't anything in this country? You got to do what the man says.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's a lot there's Blu-ray Dan will say things like YouTube's out to get him, and it's just no, they're not. There's things that it's a twisted cycle. It can't just be language. You could, if it's language, you can not be monetized.
Yeah, because Roger, you've seen all my videos. You know how much I swear in my videos.
Right.
And there's a bunch of mine that aren't monetized.
Right. You just
I've never monetized, so I don't know if that's why. I've never been affected.
Yeah, a strike is usually for a copyright reason or something that's defamatory.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be like a big deal or somebody else's property or something like that. That's usually what a strike.
promoting terrorism, something
Right,
like that.
right.
Yeah. And it's funny, my Ash versus Evil Dead rewatch, or what do they call those? Reactions. First time I put it up, got blocked worldwide. I got kind of I was like, oh, Lindsay from my 2 cents of, or my 2 minutes of censor. You know what I'm saying?
2 cents of nonsense.
My 2 cents of minutes. He always puts a disclaimer at the beginning. So I was like, because he shows clips in his movies. So I did that, and I cut the video down. So the shots were very small, under 30 seconds. It was up there for about maybe a week. I got like 40, 50 people looking at it. Very next day, blocked worldwide content. So even with the fair use thing in front of it. I guess I'm not going to be reacting anymore to anything.
It's all tricky. Like when me and Rachel do our, commentary videos for like the old cartoons, 9 times out of 10 we won't get flagged or whatever, but we'll get a stamp that says it includes copywritten material. Because what I do is I take my iPad, I go to YouTube, we watch, let's say, an episode of He-Man, and we give our commentary of it. And it'll say it includes copywritten material, but I can't monetize it, and any monetization goes to Hasbro or whoever owns it. And that way they'll keep the video up. I've only had one instance where the video's been blocked worldwide. So it all depends on who's flagging it and if your appeal goes through and all that stuff.
Are you including both video and audio when you do it? Yeah, that's
but they're talking over it, Yeah,
well, usually if you want to loophole it, you can do just video and make sure it's not the whole screen. That usually loopholes every now and again, because
the algorithm I think is mainly towards the audio in the video.
Right, exactly. And people, I can't tell you, like, if there's like a boxing or a MMA pay-per-view thing, there's streams where there's a bunch of people, they're showing it, they're streaming it, but they have it like in like the lower third or whatever, and they're doing it somehow, and that's with audio. So it's there's ways around it. It's just
you just got to figure out how to do it.
Right. It's such a bizarre science.
So how do you delete a comment?
Delete a comment?
Yeah, like if I put, like I just did, the link in there, and now I just want to like take it away.
Click and hold on it. Maybe right click, and it should give you an option to delete the comment. That's what I do on my phone. I just click and hold, and it says delete comment. Try that.
Do you get 3 dots next to it if you highlight?
No.
To the right of it, Roger?
No, I looked. No.
You don't get the 3 dots?
I got to open up a new tab, link window, incognito, start link as, or save link, copy link address, and inspect.
No, in the chat window, there should be like a little 1, 2, 3 dots if you go to the right of that statement. Wait, I think I could. I think I could share it.
Be my moderator.
Aha!
Can you see? Look, I'm highlighting it. Can you see that? If you click on that, I see. I'm not you.
Oh, way up there. Okay.
So I can't delete it, but you can.
Yeah. See, I don't have the 3 dots up at the top. I'm sure if I go to my YouTube page, I'll see them. Like to open up, pop up.
Or in the chat. Yeah.
Okay, you can delete it if you want.
No, you got to make me a hammer. I got to have a wrench to do that.
How do I turn you to Thor then?
I don't know. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I don't have a wrench. I think if you click on me, I can
have to do it, or you do it yourself.
I think, it's your channel.
Yeah, I think the person who's doing the Hangout is the one who has to. Okay. Or the actual person who made the comment is the only one that can detract the comment.
Okay, let me see what kind of toys I have.
Yeah, see, I can delete this, what I just did.
You could delete your own because I didn't make you a hammer yet.
Well, no. Anybody, it'll say message retracted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, now the dots show up. Okay.
And you should click that, and it should give you an option to delete or retract the message.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't.
Watch. My message is going to go bye-bye. Can you see my message to Roger? Make me with wrench. Do you see that in the chat?
Yeah, I'm looking how to see to make you a moderator.
Bye-bye. It's gone now.
You deleted it. I didn't do a thing.
You know, that was me. That was all me. You get Emily. I'll take that. You could put your shit in. Thank you.
No, they don't even give me a cut or a delete. And it's my friggin' channel, man. You frame source? That wouldn't be it. Shouldn't be that difficult.
Well, you wouldn't think any of this is difficult, but it sure seems like it is.
Well, I'm leaving it. I said, come on, come all.
Fuck it. Fuck it. You know what? You know what, Roger? Worst case, you could eject somebody.
Mm-hmm.
How? I don't even see that.
So already, all right, ready? Actually,
I'm looking at Jay Jarvis, and I don't.
No. So if let's just say, for the sake of argument, you wanted me out of this stream. If you click on my little box in the bottom right corner here in the Hangout.
Oh, okay.
It should say profile, mute, eject, other things like that.
Loop, troubleshoot, packet, playback issue.
No.
Copy, debug, info, stats for nerds. That's all it says.
What in the Christ are you reading? Are you clicking on? I click on my head with a little.
On your head, I did.
And it doesn't say like mute.
Nope.
In the chat.
Nope.
No.
Not even
in
the picture.
So if you're looking at the Hangout, the bottom right corner is the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what's cast? What's cast?
What the fuck are you looking at?
No.
This is reminding me of, like, Helen Keller and the Miracle Worker. You're trying to water.
Yeah, it should bring up a thing like the top right corner of the specific person's head. It should say like profile, ignore, mute, eject.
Nope. All it says is subscribe to me when I go to my head.
No, you're not. You're not looking in Hangouts, Roger. You're looking.
Oh, at the big Hangout.
Yeah, no, like the thing where you can end the call. If you click on my any of our heads in the bottom.
Ah, there you go. Yep. Hide from broadcast. Yeah. I was on YouTube.
Okay. All
right, now I know the secret.
So worst case, somebody comes in that's unwelcome, you just eject them.
Move them out of there. Yeah.
Hey, that wasn't too tedious. That was good.
Hell, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
That's okay. Neither do we.
Just trying to get super chats. That's all I am. So, but before this thing got so late, but I guess it doesn't matter. We only have 3 people here, 4 including M. Wait, where did Jay? Oh, Jay's just in the chat. Jay, do you? And there goes C3.
I'm right here.
Yeah, I see him.
Oh, I shrunk the screen. Oh, sorry. You were hiding behind the chat. Sorry. All right. Okay. Isn't it fun to do stuff with Roger when he's been sick that day and he still isn't on this planet Earth?
What kind of meds are you still lingering on?
I'm and I was thinking the old vital beetles and all that stuff. That is because of the meds. Look, I gotta go get meds here now. It's empty. So it just And plus, I'm sitting up 8 hours with you guys talking or listening to you guys. Of course, I'm going to end up like this.
Mm-hmm.
But
What are
that is
they?
now the highlight of my channels.
Are they?
They're mainly
they
vitamins.
Narcotics?
Yeah, I have a few of them. One called Nordicone, I think, which is a pain medication that knocks you out way better than NyQuil ever did.
Nordicone.
Nordicole, C-O-L-E. It's a subsidiary of codeine.
Nordicole.
Yeah. I can get it just to verify.
I'm well versed in the codeines and that.
Maybe it's more norcodeine. Is that a Nordicole? Norcodeine?
Is it morphine?
No, it's not morphine, dude. No, that's a drip, isn't it? Or now, well, I'm thinking the
comes
old
a pill.
movies.
Oh,
I mean-
is it Norco?
Norco.
Oh,
Yes.
that's another name for Vicodin.
Yeah, that's what I was on when I had my kidney stone and my stent. I know.
That's what I was when I had my C-section.
Yeah, and when my wife had her C-section, so it's
Yeah.
powerful stuff.
Mhm.
That makes you go a little crazy. That puts you to sleep for a nice long time.
Yeah.
It takes a couple hours to really kick in, though. Sadly, unlike morphine, where as soon as they inject it, your head's like Mrs. Poppins.
It's fucking. It's synthetic heroin. That's why.
Yeah, yeah. And why can't we buy it on the street? So I before I started the stream, I was looking for something because I wanted to tease it, especially for CP.
Oh.
And I think you brought it up in one of the last chats. Like, where's that video? So I found them, and I also found from my very first wife divorce.
Yay.
My psychiatric evaluation, which is, it's quite revealing and why I'm the way I am, I guess. I remember getting this when I went there to the office with my mom, and we were laughing our asses off at home just reading what they thought of me, just from a 1 hour interview. So what do you want first?
I don't.
Right.
Let me tell you the main diagnosis. The main diagnosis, without going into the whole thing: narcissistic personality disorder with exhibitionism, perhaps sexual sadomasochism. However, the letter has not been proven. So this was for the judge to evaluate that I can be with my daughter. And it was a guess. It's not proven. But this is what I found a box like this of all my stubs, all my interviews with different lawyers, all the forms we filled out, even cassette tapes. Trying to catch the other people in their comments. And if I ever get to be like Lenny Bruce, I'll do live streams and read everything.
Jeez.
No. I'm just going to look at
Lenny Bruce, for fuck's sake.
I was 30 years old at the time. This is a 30-year-old white divorced father of a 2-year-old daughter. Here he has been treated as a regular case for psychiatric evaluation and suitability to visit his daughter. Custody is not an issue. I read him his rights, that anything he said can be written on a chart and possibly used against him. There were no cognitive difficulties or deficiencies in his ability to calculate found of knowledge, orientation, or memory, or no signs of thought disorder or psychosis. He even had no smell of alcohol or body odor. Why would this be in a psychiatric evaluation, you know?
At least you smelled good, right, Roger?
Yeah, and no limp.
And wait, why are those the only two things that this guy's smelling for? Alcohol and body odor?
Yeah. And no limp tremor or obvious deformity.
Limp Trevor.
Yeah, limp tremor. Or no, limp obvious deformity. He was
I was like, who the fuck's Trevor?
Tremor, like the movie.
Oh, Tremor.
Yeah.
My apologies.
He was dressed informally, related in a fairly warm and friendly manner, although kept himself in reserve to some extent, which was understandable considering the potential adverse nature of this encounter. His effect showed a normal rage. He showed no particular anxiety or depression. His IQ appeared to be average, if not above, from the clinical exam.
This sounds like a novel.
Yeah, really. It's a pseudo Stephen King description of somebody. One more paragraph. He tended to minimize the probable importance of his acting out behavior with regard to exposing himself and his sadomasochistic sexual preferences. He tended to feel that these practices were in no way any danger or threat to his daughter and that he was not unduly influenced by his mother. In quotes, the accusation by his ex-wife is that...
Wait, so why are they talking about your sex life when regards to whether or not you can...
It's like if you like wearing rubber panties and you have a daughter, you can't be her daughter, her father, because you have this weird fetish.
Oh wait, it's 30 years ago, right?
This is 1990. Remember when the Madonna book came out? And everybody made a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
I'm willing to go out on a limb and say a lot of that is dated. Like I don't think that's stuff that they measure.
But even at that time, if you think about it, the Eurythmics was out. You know, Sweet Things was all about S&M, and Madonna had a bunch of kinky stuff out, as well as Cyndi Lauper and the Madonna book. And I used to go to the video store all the time in the 90s, and right there with all the different categories, there was B&D. So it was a normal thing to experimenting people and couples. It wasn't that taboo.
But it's not like you were doing it in front of your daughter. Like no. It's just really, it's really strange for them to focus on that. It's just
Oh yeah. So I can go on. It's only 2 more pages long, but I won't go on.
Sorry. No, you were reading it.
You want me to? It's a curiosity, right?
No, I'm not encouraging or discouraging. Whatever you want to do, it's just.
He's not saying yes, but he's not saying no. Is what he's trying.
Right. Whatever you want to do, Roger.
What I'm saying is, this is my Lenny Bruce show. What I'm saying is that I haven't seen this since 90 years. How old is that?
Well, 90s.
Or 1990.
28 years.
Yeah. Which is just ridiculous.
Jesus, 1990s, 28 years ago.
And I was in my 20s.
Phew.
No, okay. He stated that he had no marital counseling. However, an interview with his wife by our social worker indicates that there were some months of marital counseling. He further stated that he was married only 2 years or so, and that it was apparent very quickly that they were not compatible. He said that his wife did not go along with his sexual practices, which is true. She's just strict missionary. No, sorry, if you were in that box, sorry,
you can't hear that.
Okay. He is
that really why he wanted a divorce? Was just because she was doing
It's written like a comic would do it, in a television show or movie.
Listen, this is your thing. You don't have to tell me one way or another. But did you really want to have a divorce because she would only do missionary?
No.
Oh. That would have been perfect if it was.
Like, what does that fall under irreconcilable differences just because she'd only do missionary or what?
Well, that's exactly what the story is.
Of marriage, right? Isn't that?
But it wasn't like I didn't do it because she only wanted it that way. We still did it. We had a kid.
Yeah.
It was just that to, make things a little more exciting. Hey, let's do this. Let's go in the backyard and do something. Let's go in the rain,
By backyard, do you mean
No, well, it's how many years? 30 some years since I was married to her. That was the first way. She wanted to stay a virgin. She would not do that. But that way was totally fine.
Oh, hey, listen, a vagina virgin, you got to keep that pure.
And I always said when we were divorced and she remarried, because he's just an idiot. I was always my thing was gonna go up to her and go, well, I had her in the backside first.
Jesus Christ.
Piss them off.
That is. I want to know the logic behind that.
You got to remember, by saying something like that, the time was so much different. There was very little political correctness, and you couldn't say that to anybody. We only got one page here left.
Yeah, that's how you would introduce yourself to him. You'd shake his hand and say, "Hi, I had her back there first."
Yeah. How's that saggy front half? Not compatible. He said that his wife did not go along with his sexual practices. When questioned specifically, he said that he never asked his wife to dress up as a little girl as her accusation, but merely asked her to dress as a cheerleader, which she refused. He stated that he liked to be tied up during the sexual activity and vice versa. It was the 70s, or the 80s.
Or 1990.
Or the 90s.
Or the 90s, or now.
It was 2015. Who gives a shit?
He denied any physical beatings or any physical abuse. He said that only on one occasion when he was arrested, that he was merely, I remember this. He said that on one occasion when he was arrested, he was merely urinating in an alley, and an old lady saw him and reported him, which was true.
Who hasn't that happened to, though?
Yeah, I mean, now it's against the law, really. The information.
Apparently, it was back then too.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, that might be the first time I was arrested. I was arrested 3 times, and I think that was the first time.
3 strikes, Roger.
3 strikes, and I'm still here. The information from his ex-wife suggests that it was 2 young girls who he flashed. He then stated that one night he was naked in his apartment and happened to walk in front of a window. Someone saw him and he was arrested. The accusation was that he waved. Hi, thanks for looking at my property.
Yeah, what did you wave? Was it your hand you were waving?
A good point, because when we did go to court for that, that's exactly what the judge said. He's like, what are you looking at his window for? He's walking, it's home, he pays for that house. He received 6 months of mandatory once per week counseling as a result of one of his convictions. That was the one. His wife became alarmed when she heard of these arrests and demanded supervised visitation. He stated that he has only been able to see his daughter 1 hour a week with his ex-wife as the supervisor. Imagine that. You're with an estranged wife who you have a child with, and you're granted only 1 week to see your child with only your ex-wife being supervisor. It was a terrible time.
I mean, that seems worse than just having like a strange social worker being with you, man.
Yeah. And usually guys get what? The entire half of a day, a weekend, you know?
Mm.
And I asked for a social worker, but no, it's got to be one of the, husband or wife or.
It's kind of like Kramer versus Kramer was what, 79?
9, I think, yeah.
Or it was kind of similar where the big thing was it was backwards that she didn't want custody. And
his ex-wife also charged that she could not trust his mother to be a supervisor because she will allow Roger to be alone with the baby, and although she feels that he is not dangerous to the baby, then what's this all about? Because he has poor judgment in that regard. The patient also stated that on one occasion he had a couple of drinks, in quotes. He denied any abuse of alcohol, and he placed pornographic magazine pictures with his written note on a windshield of two girls. That never happened. That was one of Lita's, I shouldn't say names, sorry. I don't care about her anymore.
Well,
he stated that the note merely indicated that he would like to have certain things done to him, but that was not specific about that. He received a phone call in response to that note, and the policewoman shortly arrested him. He denied physical illness, surgery, hallucinations, and suicidal attempts. He went to 2 years of college. He has been working as a handyman, blah, 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 blah. And he is here's the final paragraph. He is a non-psychotic, has no insights into the nature of his conflicts, and feels that his behavior is inconcuous. Due to the number of arrests, which indicate his wife is claimed, he has somewhat poor judgment or poor impulse control. It is likely that he will continue his ways if ever given the chance.
how many times were you arrested by the time this?
By the time this was 2 times. 2 times. Once for the urination, once for finding a credit card and going on a spending spree.
Oops.
Which was kind of, yeah. Because I was a clean guy, they just go away. Just go away. Don't do it again, you know. Although there are no evidence of dangerousnesses and there is no hard evidence that he favors small children for his sexual gratification, I believe that one should be alerted to this possibility in the future. That's like saying anybody, you know, you're not going to be sexual with children, but we got to keep an eye on you.
It is strange how sexuality really twists things. A friend of mine got arrested and had to be put on a sexual registry because he got into a
relationship with like a girl 2 years younger than him?
No, he got into a scuffle. him and his then girlfriend got into a you know, she was hitting him and he tried to stop her.
Push her or hold her hand away, yeah.
But it was considered sexual assault because he was naked and she wasn't.
Oh.
So he had to register as a sex offender, and he's been registered for like 10 years now. And it's just like, how is that a sex crime? That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. And like you said, I mean, doing something like that, you're on a sex registry now.
Right.
So if you're going to try to buy a house when you're in your 20s or 30s, you're a pedophile. You're this, you're that. Yeah. Last bit of this. The last thing he says, and for that reason, it is suggested that he continue with supervised visitation at a frequency of at least once per week, but that a supervisor should be perhaps a neutral party that would be manually agreed by both the parent and the ex-wife. I was totally in agreement with that, except it was my ex-wife that was going to be the supervisor. Considering that his daughter is only 2 years old and keeping in mind that, according to the patient, his ex-wife wishes to marry her fiance, change the name of the child and ease him out of the picture along with my mom and brother. They moved out of state. The child picture. It may or may not be to the child's detriment or not have the unusually preferred close relationship with her natural father. Or on the other hand, should the supervisor be able to report to the court within a period of 6 or 3 years that everything will, you know,
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it's, I was surprised when I saw this, and I knew I had this in an envelope, but I didn't expect this giant, you know, case file like you see in movies where they bring the big box up, you know. So, yeah, welcome to my nightmare from the 1990s. Yeah, that was, that's pretty much what I was going through for about 6-7 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, even with the supervision that she had, when I couldn't get off of work some days, she would consider that I didn't love the daughter, and that was another notch that he's not a good father. She would rather I lose my job than go visit her.
Boss is not a young person.
What was that?
I said somebody's boss is not a young person.
Who's that?
Sorry.
What?
She's talking to me. She doesn't realize that you're talking about very serious subject matter.
Oh, go back and listen, Em. She may find it titillating.
Roger was
What
on
are you
a fun
guys
one.
talking about?
He's talking about his struggles with his first ex-wife
And my psychiatric evaluation.
and his psychiatric evaluation. And here are, here, look at this link. Derp, 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 derp. I'm
Sorry,
Emily.
Roger, I didn't know. I'm just trying to bring joy into people's lives.
Like I said, if I get bored, I'll do the whole Lenny Bruce thing and just be paper after paper, and nobody's watching.
She apologized because you didn't hear her.
Yeah, apologies in advance. So,
No,
Tommy,
she apologized, not you.
oh, for the comments, right? So, CP, I think I told you about these. You never knew these things existed. A lot of people really don't know they existed because they were made by a company that made football helmet collectibles. I don't know if you ever had a sports fan in your family. And
Riddle? R-I-D-D-E-L?
Riddle, yeah. And you would go, and your uncle had a glass case, and there was, the Bears, and there was this, and
Sure.
the detail was amazing and everything like that. Well, I got the Star Wars. What is it? The Boba Fett. There's the whole story of Boba. Oh, well, it's backwards. I don't care.
It's pretty fucking big, too.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's a football helmet?
Dude, you don't wear it. It's a miniaturized. I'll show you how big it is. I'm going to open it.
If I had $1.
I got all these. I got all the ones they released. And they were $30 each. Now I looked on eBay. And I even still think I got the instructions. Well, let's get this out. I fell in love with these. I think it was the Stormtrooper I bought first. And I couldn't imagine how fantastic the detail was in these. Come on out. Let me in your house. Here we go. Oh, it has handle things.
The anticipation is killing me.
It's like him trying to do that video in the beginning all over again.
Yeah, what the hell?
Have you ever opened these things? Because
Oh, I had them on the shelf for many years. Here we go. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, woo-hoo, da-da-da-da. Nothing in there. Nothing up my sleeve. And before I open up this nice styrofoam thing, this is what you got or get for each one. Collectible in ornament fashion. Collector's information inside. These were all cool because they went into heavy detail, like that poster I sent you, Eric, of the TIE fighters.
Yes, that one's really cool.
You got these diagrams on
that's awesome.
like what the antenna does and things like that.
Yeah, that's just like the TIE Fighter poster.
Put it together, and then you get the actual Star Wars Trilogy Collection Seal of Authentic Miniature Helmets certificate.
God damn.
And if you want to write to Riddle and complain, you get the basic Riddle card. I really wish they did more of the newer movies. Like I'd love a Darth Maul of this.
That wouldn't be a helmet. That'd be a head.
Or the other, yeah, well, the other helmets, you know, like the Stormtrooper, Snow Trooper, things like that.
Roger.
Or one of those, yeah. But they do have them, but they're not Riddell, and they're, you know, slightly bigger. So let's take this baby's clothes off. Let me show on screen.
It's awesome.
And that baby up.
You still got the plastic.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Helmet comes off. These weighs pretty ton. They're really, really heavy. Solid metal. Here's your fancy stand with the symbol at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
We open up the oil. The lighting isn't as good here as when I do the thing. The antenna goes a little up and down.
Oh, that's cool.
That is too fucking cool. Holy shit.
I mean, detail you would probably see in a movie you never thought of. You know, like this back thing, this breathing thing I never ever saw before.
And it's got like a matte finish, right? It's not shiny.
It's matte. The only thing really shiny is his
visor or whatever.
The visor.
Yeah.
Which, when you turn it, you see all the controls.
Oh, you see the stuff on the inside too. Holy shit.
That is fucking incredible.
I hope it's still in blur or focus so I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, all the way up to the top of the helmet.
You could theoretically put that on a cat if you wanted to.
Yeah. It's too happy for the cat, and the cat go down the stairs. You know? But that's what really intrigued me when I saw the.
That's awesome.
Wait, I got to put it on me so I can see if I'm showing it the right way. Oh, me, damn it. Yeah. My screen's all dusty.
That's too cool.
That's really neat, dude.
There we go. That's much better. Come on, backwards. Yeah. And like I mean, the ear things, you know, where it would stop if the ear's there. And like I said, right in the center, there's a thing that comes down that it would sit at the top of your head. So the helmet would be over it, you know?
Yeah.
So were the other masks, like Stormtrooper masks, did they have like the extra stuff on the inside and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Like that?
Oh, yeah. And Darth Vader's is my favorite because it does come apart like Luke takes him apart.
What?
And you see all the stuff under his chin. You see that stuff in the helmet that makes it together.
That's
it's
awesome.
An amazing set. I really wish they did more of them, but they didn't, sadly. They continued to make football helmets and stuff. But, yeah, depending on the character, these go anywhere from $75 to $200 each.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
and how many are there? Was it? It's Boba Fett, a Stormtrooper, and Darth Vader?
And C-3PO with light-up eyes.
Wow.
Motion sensor eyes, where if you move by it, the eyes would go up. The hardest part is putting it back. Here we go. Visor go down. Yeah, it's C-3PO. It's a Stormtrooper. Oh, and it's a Rebel flyer, the X-wing flyer helmet.
Oh.
With the red insignias on the side.
Mm-hmm. Red 5.
Red 5, I'm coming in. Which, if you watch that movie in slow motion, there are a lot of shots where Red 5 has a blue symbol on the side. Because Mr. Lucas wasn't paying attention. That's the hardest thing. Oh, I had it upside down. But still, with that antenna, you don't want to play with it. There we go. Oh, I forgot to put this in. But I had these at one time all on my shelves in these glass cases, and everybody freaking loved them. You know, this was, you're talking I think these came out in 88, 89 maybe. But I just had to follow. Every year I would sign in. Is there any more coming? Any more coming? Sadly, no.
When do you think the Star Wars buzz after the original films died down?
I don't think it ever. I don't think it ever died down. And if anything, it got.
They redid it in '94 when they specialized it. That's when it picked back up, right?
Yeah, because I remember I was in high school. I was a freshman in '94, and that's when they had like the special editions, I think, come out. And then they had like the trading cards that everyone was collecting. They were basically like the Magic the Gathering cards, but they were still Star Wars.
They all redid everything. Yeah, even Taco Bell had these cool toys, which I kind of still wish I had. Trying sideways. Get in there. Get in there. There we go. Yep, get in there. They had ornaments. They had new toys, old toys. Although it was sadly because it was at that time that when they started replicating the blasters and Han Solo's blaster, they made them like in red and yellow. They weren't black because a cop, I think it's a real gun. But if
it's just all different.
Yeah,
that's why a lot of those toy guns have to have that like red cap at the end.
Yeah,
barrel.
My buddy Greg, who we made a couple really goofy movies back in our past, and he's gone on to do other stuff. I haven't seen him in a long time. I went to one of his parties one time, and it was shortly after Jedi, and he's like, "Hey, come on, I got to show you something." I was like, "Oh, okay, what?" And he gave me the blaster, the Stormtrooper blaster, and it must have weighed 10 pounds. It was huge. It was original, had all the markings on it, the battle markings and stuff. Really a cool thing. He also has the original trailer on film, 70 millimeter of Revenge of the Jedi, which he still says he'll never give up. But you run into these clever little things that sometimes someone will pick up, and you don't realize how worth it's going to be. I had Dawn of the Dead, 1977. I had the actual 45 album of all the television spots and trailers they played on the radio. And I had it for years, and it wasn't until I think, what's that? Somebody sneezed and somebody talked.
Yeah. Well, I coughed. Whoops.
No, it was probably around 2005 I sold it and got like $200 for the thing. Because by that time, Dawn of the Dead was such a big thing, classic. But so, do we have any other new chatters or no? Everybody's asleep on a Thursday.
Which is odd.
No comments on my divorce papers?
Maybe they got scared. Maybe they're afraid to comment.
People don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, Raj. I didn't know you had that hard. Oh, Thrash Fingers, welcome.
Maybe everyone left the chat when you mentioned rubber underwear or something like that.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
they can't top that,
Jay's back. I don't want to hear this. Oh, man. But other than that, so. All right, how about an early review from you, Eric, on Feast 2?
Well.
It takes place right after the first, doesn't it?
How do I say this? It's really interesting if you're related to John Gulager. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. They all put his mark on it. Even Piranha 3D. It's his stamp.
The stuff that he puts his wife through.
Yeah.
And at least the first two movies.
Well, his
and then his
twin.
dad.
His twin.
Yeah, and what happened to his brother, and then the little infant nephew, and
the grandma. Although I'd have to say the nephew was the funniest scene in the entire film.
Oh man, you should have seen. Rachel was in here when she saw that scene. I'm like, you might not want to watch. I know where this is going. And it was just so gratuitous how he panned on the kid for at least a good 20 seconds.
He had his happy face in slow motion.
But here's the thing. I mentioned this on Sasha's stream. Imagine you're John Gulager and your wife is an actress, and you're making the first feast, and you say, "Honey, I got the perfect role for you. You're gonna be this biker chick, and you're gonna have your leg ripped off, and then you're gonna be dragged out to the desert, and some little monster is gonna fuck your throat, and then blow its load in your mouth, and then we're gonna blow you up."
Yeah.
And then we'll have you back in the sequel as her twin sister. And then we're going to do an autopsy scene, and it's going to cause the alien to shit and jizz all over you. Sound like a plan?
I'm in it, honey.
I'll tell you what, though. I still, in both movies, my favorite character is still his dad, bartender.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
He's just this grumpy old fuck, and he reminds me of like my dad, my grandpa, that generation of guy. Like when you find out he's still alive in the beginning of the second one. Well, you know in the beginning of the opening credits, but she's not called what's her biker mama or whatever she's called, and then she finds him. And as she's pulling him to safety, the first things out of his mouth is the old dyke, leave me alone. And he's just a grumpy old man that doesn't want to take shit from anybody, and he's just a fun-loving character.
It had, again, a good survival story. Them trying to get into the key shop, and Honey Baby trying to get in there through the window and losing her pants. And
they just come up with the idea that since they have two midgets, they're going to build a catapult to fling them over to the other building. And
they put the grandma in it first, who's just melting away in his bag.
And then I told Rachel, I said, no, they're going to fling grandma over there. And the whole time when they put her on there, and what is it? The two luchadors are called Thunder and Lightning, and the little one is saying his goodbyes in Spanish. And I'm thinking to myself, she's going to splat right into the fucking wall, and she did, and she hit the wall like a garbage bag full of like wet leaves, and it just. And then there's this.
Oh, Mio.
It just nothing went right for anybody in that movie. The one midget only made it halfway across and got ripped in half, and the other poor guy,
the guy who throws the baby,
the other poor guy in the garbage can, and
the guy who throws the baby gets the spike thing, and
that I was happy for. If he didn't get his comeuppance in that movie, I would have been pissed.
Well, he doesn't. They're all back in the third one.
Yeah, that's okay. And I will say this: if I hadn't, because you sent me the 3-pack, if I hadn't known there would have been a third one, I love cliffhanger endings, but the way that ended with the intensity, I would have been pissed if there was not a third one made. Because they break through the roof and stuff like that. And again, I just the little funny bits that he throws in, like the biker gang is all women and they're called the Bleeders.
Yeah. If you ever get the time, or whenever you watch it again, if you can remember, the final credit sequence where you see like a glass shot underneath the street, and Honeybee's laying there, and the blood is spreading. There's a little ant.
I saw the ant. Yeah.
Did you hear it scream? It screams at the very end. There's real little tiny like. Yeah.
Because I already told my wife. She saw like the end of the first one, and then I put in the second one. She joined in like maybe 20 minutes in, and I said I'd be willing to rewatch this trilogy over again because the first two movies are just so much fun.
Yeah, and they just go over the top.
And then I'm going to watch the third one this weekend for sure.
Yeah. You've seen Piranha 3D, Dipple D, or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah, I got them both.
Yeah.
They're fun.
I want to see another because I love the walking and flying fish concept.
Yeah, I thought, and I didn't even realize it when I reviewed Feast the first time. I said Feast is kind of like the Piranha remake, and then it didn't even hit me that Gulager directed Piranha 3 double the second one. Yeah.
3, yeah.
Yeah, because Alexander Aja, who did the first one, then Gulager did the second one.
Second one, but why was it called 3?
Well, because
it was 3D, right? 3D or 3.
The original one that Aja did was called Piranha 3D, and it was 3D in the theaters, and then it was just called Piranha when it came to home home video.
They didn't
And
make
then
the second one, did they?
The second one was called 3 Double D
So,
because they have bigger boobs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was in theaters for like maybe a week
really? Okay.
in 3D. And then they just kept the title 3 Double D, when it came to home video. But the first one was fun, just with Jerry O'Connell and Eli Roth. It was just, and it was so self-aware. And then the second one starts off with Gary Busey as the redneck who gets attacked by the piranha.
Right. Yeah. The whole Jaws parody. Well, you haven't seen Jaws, so you probably don't know that character.
I've seen enough of it. I just haven't seen it from beginning to end.
Spring and summer is coming. It was when I was in the hospital. I was flipping channels. AT&T or not AMC had it, and it was pan and scan. It was horrible. I was like, why show it in pan and scan? At least get a widescreen, even if it was going to look like crap. Just flipped right by it. They played all of them, all 4 of the movies, one right after the other.
Oh.
And then the very next day, they played all 4 of them again. That's what is it AMC or TBS? It was TBS does.
Probably TBS.
Yeah. But those are pretty fun movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh no, the dog threw up. What? I said the dog threw up.
Oh my.
Cool.
Vomit and meat chunks and vile.
It's not even a real dog. It's a digital dog.
Oh, she's playing with that.
Oh,
she's playing The Sims.
Put that dog in a fire pit and watch it die.
Wow, Roger.
I used to do that when I found when that show, that game first came out in like the 90s, was it? 90s, early 2000s. When they had a house, I used to, like, when the guy would have a good night's sleep and he's going to work, or it was nighttime after he did everything, I'd pick him up and I'd put him like farthest away from his house. And then he'd be walking home and I'd point, no, go that way. And he'd go, oh. I'd keep him up all night. Then I burned his house down and he's like, argh.
The closest thing I can remember doing something like that was Sim City, where you could like make a tornado happen or some shit.
Yeah. They even had a Sim Carnival where you can make your own carnival.
Didn't that require you to be online?
One more time with feeling.
Didn't that one require you to be online?
Sim City?
Yeah.
No, this is way before the internet, sweetheart.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
they even had Sim City on Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Sim City 2000, I think, was one of them.
Yeah.
So they had so many Sims. They had Sim Ant, where you run an ant colony and try to take over the house.
Jeez.
I don't want that morsel of food here. Send it outside. Jeez.
Oh yes, Sim Theme Park. You could design a ride, but then you get to ride it too. That was a really cool feature.
And you had to adjust the price to get more people in the park.
Yeah, and then if people didn't like the food, they'd have little kids going bleh, bleh.
Yeah, with the flies around the garbage cans. You'd have to send your workers to clean it, and then they would get angry. And
yeah, the best parts of an amusement park: paying people and cleaning up vomit.
Thing is, just have one ride, and that's all, and make all the money.
All of the money.
All of the money that people want on that one ride. So, wow. Hey, Eric, in your Is It White the Hurt? Is your wife the hurt? Is your wife hurt? Have you seen any of the Pink Panther movies?
I've seen any of the Pink Panther movies? No. I've seen clips of I love the 70s. They VH1 used to have those specials and stuff. I've watched clips of, but I've never seen a full Pink Panther movie. I've seen like the clips where he's got an Asian sidekick that always hides around the house and he jumps out at different moments so he can be prepared for when spies attack him. That bit really gets me. I like that.
Kato.
I do not want to see the Steve Martin ones because they just like bad comedy even for Steve Martin.
Stay far, far away. Yeah. I just watched the first one. I got the Blu-ray set with all the good movies. Well, except for the last one when he passed away and they just used a lot of inserts and deleted scenes from his movies. But I'd always thought though, and I don't know because I'm going to go through them all. I liked the first movie the least, and now I think it was one of the best movies with David Niven, Robert Wagner, and Simone. Really funny shtick in there for Blake Edwards. I don't know if you're a Blake Edwards fan, if you've ever seen any of his films.
No, they've always been on my list of wanting to see because what I've seen, they just look like funny movies.
Yeah, they get funnier as they go on.
It looked like something my wife would be into as well because she likes a lot of that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever we're bored, we'll throw in like the Naked Gun or something like that, or we'll just quote Naked Gun just for the hell of it. I think yesterday we were bored. There was nothing on TV, so we just quoted Naked Gun movies for like 20 minutes. Why don't we watch the movie? Because they're in the basement, and I don't want to go get them. We can just quote the movie from beginning to end anyways.
You, of course, have seen the Police Squad films, right?
Oh, yeah, all of them. And I even saw the TV show, which I thought was weird. It was kind of funny.
That's what it is. That's what it is, the TV show.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. You know, I watched the movies first, and then I saw the TV show, and Nordberg was a white guy. Yeah. And it sucked that it was only like 8 episodes.
It got canceled. Nobody got the humor.
Well, and a lot of
twisted people got the humor of it.
And a lot of people say that the reason why they failed is because it's all visual comedy too.
Yeah.
You know, you got to pay attention to what's happening in the background as well to get the jokes. And back then, people didn't want to pay attention to, you know, when it came to comedy, they didn't want to watch and pay attention.
One of my other short-lived comedy films was television series came from Mel Brooks, which is And Things Were Rotten, which was the very first time he took the Robin Hood myth and made a big slapstick television series on it. And I love the thing. It's pretty neat. There's some really funny puns in the thing. But nobody, I think it lasted 7, 8 shows. Nobody watched it. But then Blazing Saddles and Young Frankensteins, and then he became this big comic genius.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Same thing with Get Smart. Get Smart was a big hit, but him and Buck Henry were the creators and writers of that show. And when you look back, as a kid, I didn't know they did that stuff. They didn't do good Get Smart. And then after seeing Brooks's other films, I went back and watched Get Smart, and I was like, no wonder I like this show. It's really well done and funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a show I used to love watching too. And then of course I was a kid when I watched Get Smart, and then of course I thought it was really cool, you know, because I grew up. I was a big Inspector Gadget fan, and then I found out the same Maxwell Smart was the voice of Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, yeah. And if you go even farther back, what's his name? The Penguin. What's his name?
Burgess Meredith?
No. With Peter Potamus. What's the cartoon?
Inspector Gadget?
No. John Adams played a penguin, and he had a walrus sidekick called.
Shit! It was.
No, that wasn't Peter Potamus. That was another guy.
Tennessee Tuxedo.
Tennessee Tuxedo. Yes.
And Chumley was the walrus.
The walrus, yeah, Chumley, and Mr. Wolfie. They'd go to his house because they didn't understand something. He'd go into his back room and open a closet, and the 3D BB board would come out, and everything would fall on him.
Yeah, that was like one of the Rocky and Bullwinkle type era cartoons.
Yeah, from that era. Yeah. See, you don't get shows like that anymore for kids. You know, I mean, if you think of it, that, like I said, or like you said, the 60s and the 70s, they came out like the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. And they had Rocky and Bullwinkle, but they had like 6 other characters that had their own shows every week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Gaster Dudley and Muttley, the wacky races, you know, all that stuff. It was great time growing up because no matter what channel I tuned in, it was cartoons.
Oh, yeah. It was great, you know, Saturday morning cartoons when I was a kid, and now there's nothing on Saturday mornings.
No, there's political shows and shows. Yeah.
Shit, when I was a kid, you know, they had a Beetlejuice cartoon and so many Super Mario Brothers cartoons and He-Man and Thundercats and all that stuff. And, you know, Saturday morning here, there's no cartoons for my daughter. So what do? We turn on Netflix so she can watch cartoons because there's nothing for her. But it's nice because Netflix has a lot of the 80s stuff. So she's gotten into like watching She-Ra and He-Man and Muppet Babies and all that stuff, you know, that I grew up with. And she's really digging them.
I'm eating. I can't talk, so I'm gonna bring up a show, which might lead into a little topic. Although I wish we had.
Are you eating like liquid caramel? What are you eating?
Yeah, a little Snickers bar.
Oh, well, all right.
Rubber cement.
Half
So
right.
satisfying. Like I said, I wish we had a little more people here. This is kind of a fun comment or question.
Uh-oh.
What cartoon show that hasn't been done yet would you like to see a movie made out of?
Ooh.
And I'll start it off by saying in the 60s, there was a serious cartoon show called Johnny Quest, which was pretty damn amazing. It was about this family and this, you know, and a dog and Haji. It was very politically incorrect.
Is it bullshit to say Rick and Morty already?
Zim Zim Zalabim. Yeah, I know about Johnny Quest.
Yeah, Rick and Morty will come. Give it time. Give it time. If Dan Harmon can't get Community back up, he'll do a Rick and Morty movie or a live action.
Rick and Morty's kind of held up too. So
really, after the third season, they're
in between contracts and oops. I would say Jason the Wheeled Warriors, even though it'd be impossible for them to do it.
It wouldn't be impossible. Look at Avengers, man.
Yeah, but there's no interest in a one-season cartoon show. I don't even think it lasted 2 seasons.
All they would have to do is really come up with good characters, a good story, and
Thundercats. Wait a minute, Thundercats.
No, I was going to say.
I was actually probably going to say Thundercats because everything I grew up with has been made into a movie, other than Thundercats.
Yeah,
we've had a Ninja Turtle movie, we've had Smurfs movies, we've had everything. You know, Muppet movies, everything that I grew up with. The only thing that hasn't been touched has been the Thundercats. And the way CGI and motion capture is, they could easily do it.
Yeah, we've had a Land of the Lost done poorly. They should really do a better Land of the Lost, because that at the time was a serious show.
I remember when they brought back Land of the Lost in the 90s. I watched that on Saturday mornings. It was a live action show for like 2 or 3 seasons, not very long.
Yeah, there was quite a few HR Puffin stuff. Let's see a live action of that.
Jeez,
done serious, a horror HR Puffin stuff.
A horror Scooby Doo. How about that?
Well, they did 2 movies. Was it 2 or 3?
Not horror. They didn't do a horror.
Oh no, yeah, they didn't do it. Now,
like a straight up horror.
That would make a really good scary haunted house movie if done right. Ruby Wreck. What, Scooby? You talking about that girl over there?
Like zoinks, man.
And we've had Flintstones. Why not a Jetsons live action?
Ooh,
I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
With all the interest in space. I think maybe not the first movie, but the unsuccessfulness of the second Flintstones movie might have turned them away. Because didn't they, around that time, release a movie, but it was all CGI animation?
Of the Flintstones?
No. George Jetson.
Did they?
I have no idea. Not that I know of.
I think it came out in the early 90s, late 80s. It was a cartoon, but it was CGI cartoon, like, Toy Story. Didn't do very well.
No, it doesn't ring a bell to me.
I couldn't tell you who did the voices or anything. In fact, I think maybe some of the original voice actors did come back. Mel Blanc might have been alive at that time.
Man, speaking of Mel Blanc, what I like to do is I like to watch. I like to go on YouTube every now and then and just click on search for like voice actors doing their voices. And there's a really cool like 9-minute video of Mel Blanc in the studio going through every single voice,
Yeah.
That's
from
cool.
Bugs Bunny to Taz to Daffy, and having conversations with himself. And
Yeah.
I don't know how old the video was, but he looked like he was probably in his 60s to 70s, and that dude didn't miss a fucking beat when it came to just the voices, and the guy was amazing. That's how you save money. You hire one person to do all the voices of a show.
Sure, sure. Well, if you think about, well, I don't know if you know about this, but all those Warner Brothers cartoons, those hundreds of them, and those early stuff, those were movies that played before a movie at the theater, way before they were on television.
Yeah, kind of like the Three Stooges did, the little shorts.
Yeah. So you got to think, they put all that in acting into those characters because they were going to be on the big screen. Yeah. CP, you picked up Jetsons? You found Jetsons?
No.
Oh,
No.
because just before Eric started talking, you went,
Well, no, I was. Fuck. No, I don't remember. It had nothing to do with the Jetsons. I was gonna ask if he did the voice of Pete Puma.
Oh, I don't know that. Who was Pete Kuma? I don't even know.
Pete Puma?
Oh, Pete Puma.
A whole lot of lumps. The fucking
Wasn't he a lion? Yeah.
With the hat and
Uh-huh.
I could do it myself. Yeah, I don't.
Squiddly diddly. Gosh.
Man, see, those cartoons still are. See, the problem is people today, parents today, will say they're too violent, but
Tom and Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you watch them, they're quick. They move fast, like those Roger Rabbit cartoons before the movie. That with the shortest attention span the kids have nowadays, where they want to see stuff go fast. Watch that stuff. That's hilarious.
And the cartoons still hold up too. I mean, I was online and I watched. What was it? I was just scrolling through like Hanna-Barbera stuff, and I watched an episode of Hong Kong Phooey of all things, and that was still fucking fun.
Yeah. All right, here we go. What's everybody's favorite cartoon character?
Oh God.
We only got 4 people watching, so let's make it count.
Favorite cartoon character.
You know what? I was always a sucker for Yosemite Sam.
Yeah.
Sam and Elmer Fudd.
That's tough because I'm an old fart. You guys would probably pick a lot of 80s or some old ones.
Yeah.
I love Elmer Fudd. I love Fred Flintstone. I love Fred Flintstone because of the Honeymooners, basically. But
yeah, but I also grew up in the 90s, so I mean, the Simpsons were major for me, so I was always a big Homer and Bart Simpson fan growing up.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy, I thought were.
Yeah, there you go. Ren and Stimpy, man. I had the stuffed owls that farted. I had all that stuff, man.
And that was on Nickelodeon of all channels.
When Nickelodeon was pretty decent at that time.
There was some neat shit on late night in the mid '90s.
Like the Max. Did you ever watch the Max?
Flux.
Yeah. Ian Flux, yes.
Yeah, all that liquid television stuff.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead, I think, was on really late.
Yeah.
The Brothers Grunt. If you ever heard.
Oh my God! Right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
I don't think you can even get those on DVD, can you?
Beavis and Butthead, you can.
And I know Ren and Stimpy's on DVD, the full complete thing. Even after John Kowalski moved to
Spike,
and those were. Am I the pitcher or are you the catcher?
Yeah, I watched maybe 2 episodes of when they came back. I couldn't do it. It was
pretty out there and pretty vulgar and sexual. Yeah.
Which is fine with me, but I think it was just vulgar for vulgar's sake. There was no jokes to it.
Yeah. I still love him as an animator. One of my favorite music videos is Bjork. Is a movie video with Bjork where she goes to hell and she's with the devil. That animation is so lost. You don't see that fluid Warner Brothers animation anymore. And it was just oh, why can't people animate like this anymore? Because it takes too long, of course, but
well, that's another reason why when I told you you'd never heard of El Super Bisto, and I knew you were a Ren and Stimpy fan, I said
yeah.
you got to watch it just for the animation, and you ended up loving it.
And then you have Rob Zombie's control over everything, which even blows it even more up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
CP, if it's a winter morning or a winter night, you got nothing to watch, and you got 3 billboards out of whatever, as what's his name used to say. Put in El Super Beasto, man. You'll laugh your ass off.
Does it have to be winter because it's currently May?
Oh no, it could be it could be now.
Okay. I was just going to say I have to wait 7 months before I can.
I was in tears the first 7 minutes.
Yeah, it was. Me and Roger were just talking Rob Zombie movies one day. I think we were probably talking The Devil's Rejects like we always do. And I said, well, have you ever heard of The Haunted World of El Super Bisto? And he says, I don't even know what the hell that is. So I said, give me a minute. And I sent him the trailer. And I think he went and bought the Blu-ray the next day after he watched the trailer. And
you sent me the original graphic novel.
I sent you the comic, and you told me, I think you watched it the night you got it, and you messaged me, and you just said, dude, I fucking love this movie. It's just so much fun.
Not even 10 minutes in, and then there's a music. It's like a musical, and it's so vulgar and so it's just brilliant. It's amazing. It is
singing Nazi skeletons trying to save Hitler's head in a jar.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is by who's the guy behind the Nerdist? Chris Hardwick.
Oh,
his band does the soundtrack. Tom Papa is El Super Bisto.
Isn't Steve Buscemi in here too?
I don't think so. Tom Papa's Super Bisto. He's got everybody that's in all of his movies is in it too. But Harlan Williams is in it. He plays an exterminator. Danny Trejo plays a Mexican wrestler, I think.
Rosario Dawson
plays Vivian Von Black or something, a stripper. Oh, Paul Giamatti is Dr. Satan.
That's who I thought was. Yeah.
It's
Ken Forey, the people from Devil's Rejects is in it.
Yeah. Ken Forey plays a talking cat, just because.
Yeah. Definitely entertainment in that high quality standard. It's like someone from Germany at that time knew Ren and Stimpy, and I want to make a movie like that. Oh, and I also then bought the figures because there were only 2 toys available for this movie, and it was the main lead girl, the guy and the girl. So I picked them up. I got them in a box back there for the next 20 years.
Yeah, and I guess Rob, because he's doing the sequel to Devil's Rejects, he loved working with Tom Papa so much he's putting him in the movie.
Now, I haven't looked at anything about that. Is it a prequel or is it a?
All he's said is it is a sequel to The Devil's Rejects.
Because what?
And he's only shown a couple set photos, and he hasn't explained anything. He's released the cast. He's released the whole cast. The majority of the cast, like Clint Howard's going to be in it as a clown called like Mr. Soggy Bottoms or some stupid shit like that.
Rebooting it or something. Yeah. Tiny got a stump in it. Tiny fucked the stump.
See, I wonder if Sherry Moon Zombie's going to be in it.
No, as another. As another, they'll all be in it as different characters probably. Mosley is so good in there; he can't not put him in one of his.
No, Mosley's in there. Yeah, they've confirmed Mosley. They've confirmed Sherry and Sid. Obviously, like I said, Tom Papa's in it. They've confirmed Danny Trejo's returned as his bounty hunter character. D. Wallace is going to be in it. A lot of people that he's worked with before, obviously, are in it.
Maybe they'll make the Freeburg sequences a dream sequence or a nightmare sequence.
As long as, I mean, I'll buy that they survived the Bonnie and Clyde ending. However,
not after you see it.
I know, but I would rather them do something stupid like that than make them come back supernaturally, which is what a lot of people are saying. But even I think say what you want about Rob Zombie, even he would probably think that that'd be a stupid explanation, and I don't think he'd do it.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite shootout scenes of all time, up next to the Godfather and well, even the Heat. Even though, well, it is a shootout section, but it's not as like Bonnie and Clyde or the Godfather or movies you haven't seen yet. See, that's my mission, CP, is to get Eric to start watching some of these movies he's never watched.
I'm getting there. Like I said, I've never seen them from beginning to end. I've seen bits and pieces.
Yeah, of which one?
But, like Jaws, you always give me stuff about Jaws, which like I said, I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen the main scenes, but I've never seen it from start to finish.
Yeah,
it's a lot of Emily's stuff too, where she's like, "Yeah, I know this one scene, like the scene," and it's just like, all right, the rest might not make.
Yeah, like Roger's given me shit about Blues Brothers before. I've probably seen the whole movie, in different viewings if you add them together, but I've never sat from beginning to end and seen it.
Yeah, what was it? We were in the train station, and some woman drove past on a little trike, and I said, da 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 da. And Emily goes, "What is that from?" I'm like, "What?"
I know it was Wizard of Oz. I just haven't seen it in 15 years, and I don't remember.
Yeah, she didn't remember the context of why that was funny. I was just like,
she knew what it meant.
But they're the witch guys.
She knew what it meant, but there was something odd because it wasn't a witch. Yeah. I'd have to say, I mean, not the classics, but there's a lot of Hitchcock I haven't seen. There's a lot of Billy Wilder stuff I haven't seen that is considered amazing.
Yeah, so there's like when I was financially sound, I would like Amazon would throw these box sets on, so like that Warner Brothers that
huge thing you got,
that fucking thing. I think I paid $100 total for it, which ended up being $2 a movie if you're doing the math.
Yeah.
And it was like 50 Warner movies from the like beginning of their existence to like I think Dark Knight was the newest one in the box.
Yeah. And
I just told myself, yeah, you know what? Eventually, I'll just start getting. Same thing with the Bond box set. I've only seen the Brosnan forward, so like it's just a thing where it's like, you know what? The ones you should be kicking yourself for not seeing the Connery and. Right. Oh, and the same thing with Hitchcock. They had a Hitchcock box set that went on sale. I was like, all right, you know what? I know I should be seeing these. Let me go scoop that up. And let me see if my brain matter is correct on this. The last movie you watched from that Warner set was Ben-Hur. Yeah. So I was doing them randomly. Yeah. Well, that set is currently in Denmark. When I get it back, I think I'm just going to restart all over again. And then randomly do it. Well, I only think I got like 8 movies deep, and the Lord of the Rings trilogy was 3 of them. So it was like, Ben-Hur was like the last one that I. Yeah, I think in the right, and I remember you not quite enjoying it. I think you need to give that one another look. Are you a fan of 10 Commandments, the Charles Heston? Never seen it. Oh, okay. Because I give that one more egg than Her. Her is. Even though it's campy, the sets aren't the greatest, the special effect match shots aren't the greatest, I freaking love the story. The second disc is a little bit better than the first one for me. Well, there's more action, definitely. Mm-hmm. That's how movies are. Watch A Fiddler on the Roof. Nothing really happens until like the last hour,
I'm kind of the same way when it comes to the James Bond films. I think, I've seen all the Brosnan ones. I've seen Casino Royale with Daniel Craig. I think the only one before Brosnan I've seen was Goldfinger, which I did really like, though. Mm-hmm. I have a box set I borrowed from my buddy. It's also got, I think Diamonds Are Forever, and it's got a Brosnan one in there, and then it's got one more. I don't need it much. But Goldfinger I really enjoyed. Yeah, I saw that. I was pleasure enough to see that and Thunderball on the big screen. And then I didn't see any of them until Moonraker. I guess I was off playing and meeting girls and all that stuff, and walking in front of windows. Yeah, and
dangling my penis out the window at girls waving. Hi.
Yeah. Okay. I got
Those 8
It's-
viewers, go back if you haven't heard that story.
It's a Goldfinger, Diamonds Are Forever, Man with the Golden Gun, The Living Daylights, and World Is Not Enough.
That's all in one little set there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a little.
Oh, that's
box
neat.
set. Well, I borrowed it from my buddy.
What? It's not the steel book?
No, this is DVD. It's just James
Yeah, I
Bond
know.
007 Ultimate Edition Volume 1.
Yeah.
OMGM.
You know, I'll be honest. The only reason I really went to see Thunderball on the not Thunderball, Moonraker, is because one of the girls in that, one of the Bond girls, was featured in Playboy at the time.
Hey.
And it was like, wouldn't it be nice to see her moving around on the big screen in that short little skirt? And it was. You know, that was when Bond was very feminist, you know, and misogynistic.
Okay, Roger, I got a question for you. How big is your knowledge on like Roger Corman produced stuff?
Maybe it'd probably be a mix between that and his directing. I mean, I could try to say, you know, if you numbered off a bunch of movies, I'd probably have to guess.
Okay.
Directed or produced.
The reason I'm asking is because I recently did like a Shout Factory sale, and they had like 50% off on all the Roger Corman stuff. So I got a favorite of mine.
All like 350 movies.
Well, whatever they had in stock, but one of my favorites that I'm sure you've seen, I had to pick up Death Race 2000.
Yeah, he directed that, didn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
I got that. Piranha. I got the original Piranha, the Joe Dante one.
Sure.
Humanoids of the Deep.
Oh, fun movie with popcorn and beer or a pizza, man. That's a fun ass movie. Yeah.
And then I got the other one. My buddy told me
let me ask you this, Eric. Where else are you going to see aliens coming from the sea? Their only mission is to fuck women.
Yeah, I read the back of that. I'm just
doesn't it sound like Feast a little?
Right here. Something evil is happening in the sleepy fishing town where fish-like humanoid creatures spawned by mutant DNA. They rise from the ocean looking to mate with the local women.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then I got.
Oh, is that about the movie CP, or did you forget to turn the off and off?
No, somebody put
gum on your shoe.
There's a quote on the news that somebody on the news.
The dog threw up again.
Yeah, I wish. A military analyst said that torture works. It worked on John McCain, which is I don't know what the fuck.
Have you seen Hanoi Hilton?
Yeah, it's just
which is loosely based on his capture.
You could say it worked. Don't bring the guy like the guy's a senator for fuck's sake.
What's the Catherine Bigelow movie? The
Bigelow, Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, which had that opening scene.
That's like saying, like, you know, the Secret Service works. You know, look at JFK. That's why we need it. Like, all right. I guess.
Tell us where the bomb is, or we're going to chop your legs off. Oh, that's humane. That's totally humane. Yeah, he told us it was right down the street, and hey, it didn't get blown up.
No, excuse me. It wasn't torture works. It was torture is good.
Oh well, good.
Yeah. Very, very strange world we live in today.
Very extreme, and I'll be honest. Back in the 70s, we thought we were going to hell. And as a film fan, if you think about the movies that came out from then, you know, Crooked Cops and all that other stuff, it's a nice mirror to look on. You know how humanity thought everything was going.
So how do you
hell out of a hell out of a hangwater? Hell out of a what's that saying?
Hell on a hang glide? Shit! Now I can't even think.
Yeah,
of it.
See,
hell in a handbasket.
Hell in a handbasket. Yes.
Hang glider. I was thinking hang glider.
Hell on a hang glider. Yes.
Well, what are the parallels with movies today then, Roger? Because movies are stupid today.
Well, they are. I mean, you probably have to get into horror movies about breaking and entering movies. I know you and the guys talked about that. That seems to be a very now topic. Slashers have always been around. You know, how many times you'll be flipping through the channel and stop at a true crime channel where they do those stupid reenactments, and there's a woman that buys someone to, you know, kill her husband and she gets caught, or, you know, so that stuff's been around all these years. But I'm trying to think how many. We have crooked cops in movies like Equalizer and Luther and stuff, but they do it for the good. And I guess you could say the same thing about French Connection and Serpico. They were doing it for the good.
You're going back 40 years again, though.
Well, I thought that's what you meant. What today can represent how things changed back then?
No, I'm saying what reflects, like, what movies that are, you know, last 3 or 4 years have a subtext of life in America or life in the world today.
Well, there are certainly hope movies like The Martian or Interstellar. Those are like hopeful movies. I'm leaving comedies and horror movies out. Mm-hmm. There's always been that we are not alone thing with an Annihilation and some other, although I can't think of. Paul? Is that a truthful film from this time that makes you ponder? No. Not Detroit. With the aliens and the cockroach or the prawns.
District 9.
District 9 is very.
That was good. That's a good. I really like that one a lot.
You could also see Chappie happening.
I love Chappie.
Or Ex Machina.
My buddy keeps telling me I need to watch Chappie. I have it in my Netflix queue. I just haven't sat down and watched it. I've heard nothing good.
Lower your expectations and you'll enjoy it.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun, but it's no District 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
District 9 will make you cry at the end.
Yeah.
Shockingly, when that one little bit comes on, you're just like.
I haven't found a Charlton Copley performance that I haven't liked yet.
Really? Even the first person one, you didn't care for it? Or you have liked it?
No, I'm saying anything Charlton Copley's in, I've enjoyed.
Really like
him at least, yeah.
Okay, I've yet to see that movie. What was it? Hardcore, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Hardcore Henry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've yet to see that film. Probably because I wish it was in 3D. Damn, I'm not watching it until that conversion comes out. Then I'll watch it.
The movie that we saw today that I'm not allowed to talk about was
comparable. I'll just say.
No. It was in an Atmos theater, so there was fucking 40 speakers spread out above us on the side, and there was a couple of scenes. Explosions sounded intense. There was a helicopter that went from like I don't know, northeast to southwest, and it's like you could hear where it was going. It was really neat. Dolby Atmos is fucking awesome. I
was going to say, let me ask that, because that's how the classic Star Wars films were. They were all over the theater. Now, how do the new ones, because I haven't seen any of them in a theater, how did the audio in those sound compared to, let's say, what you just said?
Well, Atmos is like, if you know, like a home theater is like 5.1, 7.1.
Sure.
Atmos, it's up to, it could be like 80.2, I think. It's just fucking, it's a row of speakers one side, and then you get like 10 feet, another row of speakers. And there was at least, I want to say, 6 speakers per row, and this is just lining the ceiling. So there was like 30 speakers just lining the ceiling. Wow. So the overhead sound, they were,
yeah.
And then of course you had the ones on the side of the wall, and you had a couple behind. So it could have been like a 30.2 surround sound. So there's nothing to compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like watching something in mono, and then saying, well, what's the difference between that and 5.1? It's just like,
well, that's it. I mean, 1968 Kubrick and 2001. I had seen that on VHS. I guess that was the first release of it, and it was good, but there was not that separation of sound. I don't know if it was mono. It must have been mono, or maybe 2.1. But when they re-brought it to the theaters again, they only had like 2 speakers. It was probably 4 or anything like that. But all the action, everything besides the music and Hal were in the front speakers. Whenever Hal spoke, the theater rumbled really low, and he was behind you up on the ceiling.
That's cool.
And the music surrounded you, you know. And like I said, up until Star Wars, people were, even Jaws and what's the other big blockbuster? E.T., although that came out later, really didn't, if I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry, correct me, didn't take place. There was no 5.1 yet. So it was all Dolby, you know. We would go to a theater and it's like, this is playing here, THX, Dolby. Yeah. Let's go to the THX. Let's go to the Dolby this time. Dolby was always bassier. But I think one of the main hits was the audio in Star Wars. Not only how, or A New Hope, not only how that opening scene, after seeing all the little previews and the TV spots and all the word of mouth, when you actually first saw it in that opening shot, you hear this rumbling behind you, and you're, what? And you just see stars, and like, what? And then all of a sudden, it's over your head, and until it gets to the engines, there's no sound behind you. It's crackling the screen up front. Oh my God, this is amazing! And of course the alien sound effects, the gunshots with the guy hitting his little hammer on the light, the electric poles to get that.
The actual Foley work.
Yes. And then the way they enhanced that, it was like nothing you ever heard before. But you even now when you get like Dog Day Afternoon, and very tinny movies, they weren't thinking of surround, the music surround. And I love when a remaster comes out, because
wait, let me stop you, Roger. I'm sorry. Was it you that told me that the TIE Fighters sound is from a Godzilla movie?
I remember here. No, it's not a Godzilla.
A monster movie of some sort?
Godzilla is a violin. That's where
is it really? No. Yeah. The TIE Fighters.
The yell. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Godzilla or not, and them tweaking with the sound. Go back and read your story of Star Wars or making of Star Wars. I'm sure they talk about it.
Well, I was just double checking if it was you that told me that.
The MGM Lion is used in a lot of sound effects when those movies were coming around for lions, and I believe not King Kong, Son of Kong or Mighty Joe Young used Leo the Lion's roar at the beginning of the MGMs.
I'm sorry, you were going off on one about sound.
And I can't remember now. No,
my apologies.
It's coming to me. Ideas coming. Ideas gone. Well, we were talking about Star Wars and the remastering of older films. You know, there are a lot of people that are very much against it, and I appreciate that. Like when 20th Century Fox brought out Jaws, they did a 7.1, I think, transfer of it that separated all beautifully. But then they originally put the original 2.1, 2.5 track on there for the purists. I think they did that to E.T. too, if I'm not mistaken, although they erased the guns and put walkie-talkies. But as long as they put the original stuff on there, I have no problem with them remastering the audio on movies. You know?
Well, you were mentioning E.T. When they remastered it and you're talking about the guns turned into flashlights and stuff. I know Spielberg says that he made a deal where when they released it on home media, they have to allow the original to go with the remastered version. So even if you buy it, no matter what, you'll have the original version.
Yeah, he probably started that. He was the first one that released widescreen movies on VHS. His first movie was A Color Purple. And his second movie was Inner Space, the Joe Dante film. And I love those old VHSs because the first thing you saw when you put it in was they showed the scene in pan and scan, and all of a sudden the camera would back up until you saw the full letterbox, and it was like, this is what you're going to see now, and it brought you right into that. I don't see anything on the top and bottom. What's wrong? You already got used to it. Man, those were bad back days. That's why Letterbox came out. Movies like Blade Runner and things like that were never widescreen. They were always pan and scan. Ghostbusters. And to see them finally in their original take was, man.
The TIE fighter noise is from 1960s The Lost World.
Ah, there you go. That makes sense. All right.
Sorry.
And of course, the Wilhelm yell is everywhere.
Everywhere. It was in
Ready Player One. The one copy, because I didn't see it all, because I want to see the 3D, I want to see all. But the little bit I saw in one of the explosions, there it is.
Yeah.
Why is it called that Wilhelm yell or Wilhelm scream? What is?
Go ahead, CP. Explain.
I don't know why it's called. Is it the dude's
Are you
name?
kidding? You don't know that history?
I knew the important part, what it was, and
there was a guy, a stuntman. Go wiki this. There was a stuntman in a lot of old movies and mainly westerns. And
I gave Death one of the puppies.
he will surely spare your life now. And there was a famous shot that's used in, let's say the movie was made in 1930. I'm talking to you, Eric. And because whenever Western, at that time, Westerns was real big. And there was always a Saturday afternoon Western, or there was I was going to say Dean Martin, although he was in a few, John, the Duke movie.
John Wayne.
I was going to say John Duke. There was always a battle scene between Indians and cowboys. And in every one of those movies, whenever they would show this, it's the exact same shot of a guy pulling his horse and falling off because he gets hit by an arrow, and it does that sound, which I can't get that high. And even when you watch things like E.T. or these 70s movies and these 80s movies, if a kid's watching an old movie, they'll always show a clip. With Green Acres, they did it all the time. The guy falling off his horse, or a guy falling off a mountain into the water or something. You hear that same yell. And today, it's even being used. And they call it the Wilhelm yell.
It was in the movie I just watched today.
Oh, really? They brought. I think it's in the trailer too, if I'm not mistaken. I think I caught it there. That would be kind of fun to look up on Wiki every movie that was used in.
Oh,
I think I'll be honest. I think there's a YouTube video out there of every compilation, every movie.
There's gotta be,
and it's just cut.
There's some cunty music band that called themselves the Wilhelm Scream, and I'm getting a bunch of their shit, which is a tad frustrating.
Yeah, but it is kind of a clever yell, a clever sound effect to throw in there. The guy certainly sounds like he's in pain.
I was always wondering. I know it's in. I first noticed it obviously with the original Star Wars films. Is it in every Star Wars movie?
Yes.
Like including the newer ones and the prequels as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it's in every Indiana Jones film.
It's like now a written rule or something. You have to have it in one scene or something.
It's kind of an Easter egg.
Mm-hmm.
This video is incredible. Oh, wait, how do I give it to you? Oh, wait, it's the same fucking scream over and over again.
We'll take a break and watch it.
The title of the video is The Wilhelm Scream by Cine Excellence. And it's 12 minutes and 21 seconds of just...
Oh, well, then I'll wait.
And some of them don't fit.
But they used them anyway.
Yeah.
Lord. It's kind of like, the Wilhelm Scream in Star Wars is kind of like the Stan Lee cameo in a Marvel movie.
Right,
waiting for it to happen.
Exactly.
Or like, when is Stephen King going to show up in his movie or something like that?
It's even in Toy Story.
Yay.
What did you say?
I said yay, Wilhelm Scream.
Oh, I thought she was saying yay for Toy Story.
She can't hear anything, but she's just looking over my shoulder every now and again. And then telling me about weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you double fisting again?
Oh. She's pretty quiet.
She's got 2 screens open.
2 screens open. Hoax, you were talking about the guns. Are you familiar with the Ceasefire in 3D? They just remastered that from the 3D film Art House. I think I'm being haunted.
Being haunted?
Yeah. Because I just turned my head and I thought I saw somebody walking, and the minute my eyes fixated, they were gone.
Take it easy on those Norcos.
Yeah.
It was happening in the high school, in the hospital too. I'd be sitting here and I see somebody like sitting next to me, and I turn and it's like a bunch of clothes. And that I that's a joke from Poltergeist and stuff like that, but it never happened to me. My peripheral vision is imaginating things.
Imaginating is a word.
No, but it's
like
cool.
Imaginating.
Like I said, one of these days I'm gonna write down, a Donstar thesaurus so we know every single little
Peter Beidel. Peter Beidel.
Dunchmark. The fuck?
What do I call the video I couldn't show? I gotta look at it because I after I put that up, CP, I was like, hey, there's another T-shirt design.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I said it in a CP's stream the other day. I need to get me a beer koozie with the Donstar logo on it. You doing the I want that on a beer koozie.
Roger, open the Don store. It's such a perfect name. The Channel Don store.
Oh, the Chatter Fans. Don't you think that's kind of a cool name for us, the Chatter Fans?
Chatter Fans?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I also thought, what's a better name than Chatter Fans?
I don't know.
People will look at that and go, what does that mean? Fans? They make noise? What? Then I thought, how about a parody shirt about Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs? And it's the Chats and the 7 Dwarfs. And you have Bashful, the guy who sits in the corner, doesn't say anything. You got Angry, you got the guy who's always starting fights, Sean. And it goes on and on. You got Doc, the smart guy.
And then Roger in the back is Snow White.
Sleeping Beauty, more like it.
The Sleeping Beauty. That's right. It wasn't Cinderella, was it?
No, it was Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, but Sleeping Beauty.
Bashful, grumpy, dopey, sneezy.
Oh, dopey.
Happy, sneezy. Doc. And
you like my chin? And have a little square picture of each one of them next to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on the Don store, but I don't know if I'm ever going to do it.
The Channel Don store.
The Channel Don store. Shilling for money.
It's not shilling if they're getting products in return.
Well, yeah. I heard most of those places you basically create it and the company gets the stuff.
Yeah, that's
just your promotion, basically.
That's what Lee does.
Yeah. And there you go.
Oh, man.
So, have you ever watched Mork and Mindy recently and noticed how bad that show was?
Mork and Mindy?
Yeah. Probably not. Have you watched it since the 70s? Or maybe
I wasn't born in the 70s, but I think I saw an episode maybe like 6 months ago, and
he's good. Robin Williams is the best thing on there, but the father character
when he's not on screen, I don't really care for it at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't like Jonathan Winters as the big baby.
Yeah. Wasted potential in life. because I was a big Jonathan Winters fan. Big Jonathan Winters. I wish I would love them to release his late night show, which lasted I think 2 years, right after or before Carson it would play. Yeah, because I was in the hospital, I was watching all these really bad shows, like Please Don't Eat the Daisies and Partridge Family. And,
yeah, well, it could be worse. When I was in the hospital, I was stuck with George Lopez. The same, for some reason, they played the same episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for like the 3 days I was in the hospital.
Oh God, Small Wonder. Somebody brought that. Oh, Shay brought that up in the dub. That is.
Well, I speaking of Small Wonder, that was one of the commentaries me and my wife did on my channel. But the one good thing is, after watching all that crap, at least after I passed out from the drugs, when I woke up at 6 every morning, at least it was Married with Children, so I had something to look forward to. Here's something with all those shows that are coming back now, like Roseanne being a hit, and I guess Will and Grace is coming back. If Modern Family ever ends, I'm hoping for maybe like an 8-episode run of Married with Children to come back. You think that would work in 2018?
I could see that with kind of like Roseanne, where the daughter and son have their own kids to deal with. And I mean, he's on Family Game or Family Guy. The not Family Guy. What's he on? Family Matters.
No, he's on Modern Family. Ed O'Neill.
I knew Family's in there.
Family Matters, big difference in Modern Family.
That's if they make a Die Hard show, then you have to get him from that.
Yeah.
Game night. Watch it. Fucking watch it.
You were a little bad, you know.
A little bit you did.
You did a little busted his balls.
The drinks are on the house.
Yeah.
I don't know if Paul's still in the chat, but I hope that it just lit him up.
Oh, Fox canceled Last Man on Earth. Well, the Mick was a guilty pleasure to me because I loved whatever her name is from
Always Sunny.
Sunny. Yeah, as obnoxious as she was, I and the daughter on there. God, I won't say anything because people will think they're gonna pull out that case that I read earlier.
We already heard the.
He likes that girl on that show. He can't be the baby's watcher. Yeah.
A baby's watcher.
And the movie The Fuck, or the television show The Fuck, I don't know. Yeah, they cancel everything. I think did anybody see the, I don't know, was it Netflix? Of The Tick, the remake of The Tick, the television series? Really great, but that was like 2 years ago. And the third incarnation.
I remember watching the cartoon a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah. And then they did
Then they did a live action with like Patrick Warburton, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like one season, lasted 12 episodes, which was really funny. And this new one was even funnier, but gone now, apparently. There's this little show called The Ranch. I think it's an Amazon show.
That's the show on Netflix with Sam Elliott and Ashton Kutcher, right?
Yeah, Diane Ladd, not Diane Ladd, from Urban Cowboy, and Hyde from 70 Show. Really cool show, funny drama, comedy.
I've enjoyed it. I really enjoy that with Sam Elliott a lot. I'm a huge Sam Elliott fan.
Yes.
I recently rewatched Mask and Roadhouse just because I was in a Sam Elliott mood.
Roadhouse holds up.
Wait, he's in Roadhouse?
Yeah, he's Patrick Swayze's buddy.
His buddy bouncer, yeah.
Why am I drawing a mental blank on that? That's so crazy.
Patrick Swayze shows up, and there's like there's the bad bouncers, Terry Funk and all the other assholes. And then Sam Elliott's got the shoulder length hair, and he walks in and helps them kick their ass and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh my God! I don't know why I blocked that out of my head like that. Yeah, Mask. He was the stepdad or whatever, right?
Yeah, he was Cher's boyfriend, Gar, biker.
Uh-huh. Good movie.
Yeah.
It's a very good movie. I watched it like last week. First time I watched it in a long time. Still really good.
I love going back like that. And like I was just going to bring up, if you haven't seen Roadhouse, CP, check it out again.
No, it's been a while.
It kind of holds up.
It's still fun. It's still fun.
Yeah.
Weren't they supposed to remake it with Ronda Rousey?
Yeah.
I get. Well, there is a sequel. It was like a straight to video sequel. I don't know who's in it. I don't know if it was like someone like Kevin Sorbo or Lorenzo Lamas or someone like that was playing Patrick Swayze's son for some reason.
Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah.
But no, Roadhouse is still fun. As long as you know when you're going in for turn your brain off, it's going to be like a honky tonk bar fight movie. That's all you get out of it.
Like Hooper, the Burt Reynolds Hooper stuntman movie. That's always been a guilty pleasure of mine. It's like not one of those great Smokey and the Bandit films, but it's just fun to watch. Opa!
Yeah, Roadhouse was a lot of fun. And then when I was watching Mask, what I thought was cool was, I think they said it was like Eric Stoltz's first movie. Mm-hmm. And they said the reason why, one of the things that they liked what he did is, he wore all the makeup, but he also wore it out in public so he could see how the people would react to him. So, and he would use that, in the movie when people would look at him and stuff like that. And I always like Eric Stoltz. I like whenever he pops up here and there, like, Pulp Fiction or The Butterfly Effect.
He was the only thing I liked in that Galactica prequel movie, the television show on Sci-Fi. What was it called? Caprica? Was it just called that? I think it only ran one season. He was like the best thing in that. Hey, Eric, have you seen the Battlestar Galactica remake series?
I'm sorry, Roger. I finally watched the intro that you meant to show everybody, and it's fucking
finally.
hysterical. It's what the fuck is with?
Great.
I need applause there, like.
Oh, the music in the background too. Oh,
well, that music was picked specifically for something.
Now I'm sad that it wasn't able to go up because that's fucking funny.
If there was a way whenever we do a hangout and I could put that up before we start talking.
You got to get OBS, and listen. I'm somebody who doesn't get frustrated very easy. That's fucking frustrating. That software.
Yep. I got that when I started doing the gaming and putting them up there. Yeah, that is setting everything up is. Glad you liked it. There was one thing I spent almost a half hour trying to find this one line of dialogue from one of Jay's dubs of the dub video where I believe it's me or him says, God is not made out of cheese. And I wanted that right at the end in the dark to have that come on and then the thing go on. But God is not made of cheese. There's another line for the teacher. That'll be my next contest video. I'll put it out there. Give me ideas for quotes for T-shirts and mugs.
Roger, it's better when it's off the cuff and you just spitball it.
And those fans all of a sudden recognize it.
Silos and whatever.
Silos. Breathable tennises. Yeah, it was.
And we've said it before. I just love how he does his little 2-minute mumble and then just he's back to doing nothing. Yeah. So how was the Avengers movie? Yeah.
I have to say, Sean's response to me during that part was really, huh?
Yeah. What?
What? Oh, who's that? And it's a super size, she says.
Oh.
Yeah,
he was agreeing with you, but he's probably cussing under his breath for the other guys leaving him alone with you.
Well, he was the lucky one to come on. He wasn't even on there when they left. I was a little more upset with them not waking me up.
Well, they had to watch they had the Matrix to watch, remember?
Yeah. Let this guy sleep. It's his channel. Let's go watch Keanu Reeves go. Oh,
He does it all the time. It'll be okay. Oh,
yeah.
speaking of Keanu Reeves, Roger, Bill and Ted 3 is official.
I know.
Like 100% official, yeah.
I saw the teaser poster with them both in the phone booth. Yeah.
Did you hear the supposed plot?
No.
I mean, apparently, and this is from the writers too, because they even said it on like one of the bonus features of the Blu-ray. It's called Bill and Ted Face the Music. Mm-hmm. And it takes place, present day, their present age, and they still haven't written the song that saves the world. So it's them trying to write the song. Mm-hmm. That's all that they've revealed. And it's going to be interesting. I think it's cool that Keanu Reeves is coming back to this, and I guess Alex Winter said he hasn't acted in 10 years, so it's going to be interesting.
No, he's been directing. He's been behind the camera on a few things. He did a really good movie called, was it Heat? About our Fever. It was called Fever, which is kind of a creepy ass film. But and of course Freaked. You gotta watch Freak.
Loved Freaked.
Yeah. Where's the sequel to that?
That movie's so much fun, and I just love the fact that it's Keanu Reeves as what is Otis the dog boy.
Yeah. See, I want a sequel. I want to see Mr. T come back. Yeah. And I want them to go find Randy Quaid and bring him back and let them do it without studio interference. Just let them go nuts.
But they got to go find Randy Quaid now. He's still got to be like living in Canada or wherever he is now with the beard out to here.
He's got a YouTube channel.
I know, trust me, I've seen it.
Yeah. With the beard out
it's something.
Yeah. Crazy Randy or something, yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about your evaluation. That guy's the one that needs the evaluation. Him and his how-to sex video with his wife while she's dressed as Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Randy Quaid has, he had a sex tape leaked with him and his wife, and
on purpose so they can get popular.
Yeah. And as he's banging her, she is wearing a Rupert Murdoch mask. And the whole time Randy is just saying how much he hates Rupert, and
hate fucking.
I'm a little afraid to just even Google it because I don't want to accidentally click Google Images. Oh, yeah, he's definitely become Cousin Eddie after all these years.
Fulfilling the prophecy.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're ever bored, you need something, definitely just YouTube Randy Quaid's. There's videos of him yelling and screaming at trees in the woods. Just because.
I bet he probably just thinks that listen, he's probably fucked, but I bet you he thinks that you know what, my best two roles were Cousin Eddie and Independence Day. So why not embrace what people want to see from me? I don't know.
See, I'm just wondering who's crazier now, him or Gary Busey?
Gary Busey's been off the grid for a while.
Imagine a buddy comedy with those two.
You need subtitles or something. Yeah. Trying to think what else is just crazy. There's no female version, is there? There's no real woman that's just gone.
Not off the top of my head. Well, we were talking the Predator trailer. That's another reason why I'm interested. I guess Jake Busey's going to be in it as the son of Gary Busey's character from Part 2.
Oh, really? That's neat.
Yeah. So it's nice to know that it's in the same universe. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I need more. It's not that it was terrible, but it wasn't it's not like I was oh my God, I need to see this. It was just okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I am interested because Shane Black is writing, and I think Fred Decker is involved as well. They worked on Monster Squad and was it Night of the Creeps together.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What were you talking about?
and then Thomas Jane is in it, so I like Thomas Jane, so I'm excited to see him in it. The new Predator movie, Roger.
Oh, yeah. I got to check that trailer out.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's nothing special, but you know what?
It's more of a teaser, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like a
only
minute and a half.
Yeah. And you can't always base a movie on a trailer because if I did, I would have hated Clerks 2 because I love Clerks 2, but that initial trailer was crap. I fucking thought it was going to be retarded.
I knew I was going to see it anyway.
Clerks 2 is one of my favorite in that whole Kevin Smith universe.
Give me Red State. I love Red State. But
Good
Clerks
call.
2 is up there. When I heard, I was going to say Wasp. Tusk was coming out. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Right after Red State, he's going into the horror realm. And that was such a disappointment. It
takes such a left-hand turn where you're like, wait, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. It's like one of those movies from the 70s or something where you're...
I didn't
early 80s.
I didn't hate Tusk, but I didn't like it. I think I'd have to watch it a second time. But I would still rather watch Tusk a second time than sit down and watch Yoga Hosers for the first time.
Oh, Yoga Hosers. Let me just say, thank God he didn't die because for Yoga Hosers
last movie
to be his last movie would just be like, fucking what?
Yeah, eventually, Roger. My is it worth the hate videos? Yeah. I'm eventually going to sit down and do Yoga Hosers, and I know that's going to be a bad idea. And I guess that's a trilogy. Tusk, Yoga Hosers, and then the third one is called Moose Knuckle.
No, it's Moose Jaws. Moose
Jaws. Okay, because it's basically Jaws, but in Canada with a moose instead of a shark.
Yeah, and the walrus and the moose are going to fight at the end. But yeah, it's basically a remake of Jaws.
And it keeps getting Johnny Depp because he's casting your fucking daughter.
Well, apparently, no, that character that Depp plays in those two movies is going to have the leading role in this new one.
Well, he loves wearing makeup, so
And from what I understand, he's pretty horrible in Yoga Hosers. So
he was horrible enough in Tusk, and he was only in it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's like a poor man's Jacques Cousteau, not Jacques Cousteau, Inspector Clouseau. Yeah. Talking about Tusk is like one of those movies from the early '80s, like Society, one of those early Brian Usna films, where you're watching it and then all this really gooey and gory stuff from beyond, Reanimator. It's like, what is happening? But
yeah, I don't know what's up with him and then he was going to do there's all this hype about the Mallrats sequel, and then they were going to do a TV show, and he got the whole cast back, and then it got canceled, and now he's trying to do Clerks 3, but
that's not. Yeah, Jeff Anderson doesn't want to do Clerks 3. Everybody wants to do Clerks 3 except not Dante. What's his name in the movie?
Randall.
Right. So maybe his health scare might have accelerated something.
You know what's really good and still holds up is the cartoon series.
Oh, I love the cartoon series.
You've seen that, CP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really love that, especially the burrito episode.
Yes,
and the one where they go to see Judge Reinhold.
They go they see Judge Reinhold. He's an actual judge, and then what is it? Randall puts George Lucas on trial, and he wants his $6 back for Phantom Menace.
And during the chase scene, they run out of money, so they hire the Japanese people to do and the animation is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious, a funny ass show, it really was.
There was another one that was canceled after 2 episodes, but I'm glad they brought it to home video. There's 8 or 10 episodes. And Alec Baldwin played the villain, Leonardo.
Oh yeah. And Eric, you still got to watch the full-length animated feature of Todd versus the Book of Evil.
Yeah,
where it wraps everything up. Yeah.
Yeah, that disappointed me so much when season 2 ended on that cliffhanger. But
at least we got the end story now.
Yeah.
And they're doing with the animation, they could do things they never did in that show.
That was such a fun TV show, man.
Yeah, I just stumbled across it like I do a lot of TV shows, looking for certain things. I was like, "What's this?" And yeah, that was
looking for certain things.
Well, I didn't want to bring up the finger lady.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Seems like everybody's doing that. I'm watching other videos and people are doing that. And it's like, hey, we started that.
That was mine. I started the finger thing.
But dude, that's how I felt when people started calling it New Release Blues Day. I was like, motherfuckers. That's what I was calling it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
All
Going
right,
on 12.
guys.
Maybe we should call it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just looked at the time. It's like 11:45 here. Me and Roger are on the same time. I got to be up at 6.
Oh, gosh. I know how that feels. I was off today because I got out of the hospital early. So I'm off tomorrow. So that's good.
Woo.
I can sleep.
Well,
sleeping at the hospital. My God.
Oh, yeah, I know. Trust me. Yeah, I mean, I'm a guy. When I was in the hospital, I was in there from Monday to Wednesday. I can't sleep on my back. And of course, you can't move around because you're all hooked up. The only reason I slept at night was because the drugs knocked me out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I usually ask him for that, but it's weird when you do kind of conk out and then you wake up and you're like, where the fuck am I?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Because you don't remember what everything was when it was light. And it's like, is that a window? Is that like a robot there? No, it's just a monitor that swivels. And I'll tell you off air an idea I had, and in my I wasn't drunk, in my drug-induced stupor, I was like, could this be brilliant? Could this be really good, or would this be really a fucked up idiotic? Don't even do it. So when we get off the air, I'm going to throw it at you real quick, which would really be pretty damn fucked up. I'll tell you.
When I was in the hospital for a couple of days straight for spinal surgery. The one thing that pissed me off would they would wake you up to make you take medication. Here, take this. This is you wake this up. This is helping you sleep. I was sleeping. What the fuck are you? And then wake up. Here's breakfast. Well, fuck no, just leave it. I'll fucking eat it. It was so extreme.
You could only
never had that. My main problem was when I went to sleep. They had these things around my ankles that they look like what you put on your arm for like the blood pressure. And they had them around my ankles to help circulation.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad enough I got one arm hooked to an IV, another arm hooked to the heart monitor.
Thing,
yeah.
Oxygen.
I took that off and I'm like, it's bad enough if I got to take a piss, I got to take these two machines in here. And now you got these things wrapped around my ankles. How am I going to get this off? And then so I hit the help button or whatever you call it, and she's like, yes. I was like, can you take this stuff off my ankles? I gotta take a piss. Okay. 10 minutes later, I'm like, well, you're lucky I have a stent in my dick, or else I wouldn't be able to hold it much longer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't have to worry about that. I had a catheter.
I felt like seriously, man.
That's close to what Eric had. That's pretty
seriously,
close.
With that stent, I felt like I had a fucking tampon hanging out of my penis. I just had a little fucking string and everything for like a month and a half.
Yeah, no, it's a strange. Oh, it might be a little bit different. I don't know. I remember not feeling like I had to pee, but feeling the warm tube, and then looking down and saying, "Oh yeah, look at that, I'm peeing." I don't even realize. When you have a catheter, you don't know you're going. You're just going, and there's like no sensation. It's really funky. The only reason I knew I was peeing was because the tube that was over my leg was getting warm, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm evacuating my fluids.
Weird idea, man.
And it hurts like a cunt when they take it out. Oh, not fun.
Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't have to have that taken out. But when I had it was really weird when I had my stent taken out. There's really no way to describe it. The doctor said, okay, well, you passed your stone. We're going to take this out. I'm like, okay. He's like, okay, drop trial. I'm going to pull it out. I'm like, okay. And then no 1, 2, 3 or nothing. He just goes, whoosh. And it was probably a good, well, just think of it. It's from the tip of your crotch all the way up to your kidney. So it's that length.
Oh man!
And it didn't hurt, but it had this weird feeling. Like I think when I made Roger seen my videos on my kidney stone, and I think I described it as like, you know, when your foot falls asleep.
Yeah.
Piss out that feeling.
Well, last year when I was in the hospital a whole lot of times and I was diagnosed with anemia, that was the first time they're like, "Well, we need a stool sample," and I was like, "Well, I'm not going to go poop here." Goes, "Oh, you don't have to go. I could just feel in." Well, that's worse. Yes, it was like first time I ever had somebody go poke, and I'm like, and it was surprisingly quick. He was like, "Well, that's it. I guess the lube does help." I don't. Oh, where'd he go? He disappeared. Good night, CP. See you next time.
See you later, buddy.
He's our Batgirl. He just, where did you go? Who was that strange person? All right, buddy. You take care. Have a good night. Don't stay up any longer. Get some sleep, and maybe we'll talk to you later over the weekend.
Will do. Glad you're home, bud.
All right. Bye, everybody in the chat. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll talk to everybody in the next video. All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.